Shawtys! This is Brittany and Lauren, and welcome to our podcast where you can have whatever you like. We said you can have whatever you like. Yeah!
Well, let's prank call him tomorrow.
I had to explain to him what red flags were.
I mean, he did make his bed. So
He does have
the ball.
Hey, Shawtys! Welcome to the Whatever You Like podcast, presented by your hosts, Brittany and Lauren.
Hey, Shawtys. Today is our 8th episode, which is crazy. Feeling myself. I was thinking about this, whether or not this phrase "feeling myself" came from this song, or if it was already a phrase and that's why they made the song. Do you ever wonder about that kind of stuff?
You know, you're so, what's the word?
Loser.
No.
You're so loser.
No, someone who's like into looking into things deeper. But you know what I mean? Because that's so you. Because you're smart.
Well, I just like learning the background stories of things, I think.
That's really cool, though.
Only in the things I'm interested in, which is music. But I didn't care enough to look it up.
I thought we were like, drum roll, Brittany looked it up. And
No.
she didn't even look it up.
I looked other things up instead of that. But anyways, Feeling Myself. That's
Yes.
the song for today's episode. And you know how we do.
You know how we do.
Before we get into today's topic, let's give a shout out to the song itself. Get ready,
Hit it, Brittany.
Shawty.
Let's party.
Yo, B. That's me. Let's go. Feeling myself.
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself.
I'm feeling myself.
I'm feeling myself.
I'm feeling my Oh shit! Feeling myself. I'm feeling my girls look at it and the girl. My tag's bracket got a black card. Let's sex have it. We don't know the words. I have it.
Dallas Maverick.
Nah. Oh my gosh, this is exhausting.
To myself, Jackrabbit.
Myself back off because I'm feeling myself.
Jack off.
Wax on, wax off. Gonna let them hats off. Curve the bad toss. The Mac sauce.
Let's go.
I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling my. Oh my gosh, guys, that was a workout.
I don't know. I thought last week's was a lot, but this one was a lot too.
Yeah, but that was probably the best one we've ever done, right?
We didn't know any of the words.
I know. I was trying to make light of it, but it's fine.
I'm sure you guys knew all the words and killed it
Exactly.
for us.
There was a point where I knew the words better. It's just been a long time.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that I feel like everyone knows the chorus because it's so just common. It's one of those songs, to be honest, I haven't heard in so long that I didn't know anything besides the chorus.
Usually I'm just doing this. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was
don't know why this
thinking
is
too.
my version of feeling myself moving like a squid, just with the chorus.
It was cute. I like your squid.
Thanks.
The sing-alongs are fun, though. It brings back a lot of songs I haven't heard in a long time. A
It's
lot
also-
of memories.
It's also our first time singing these songs together because we didn't grow up
Yeah, we
with
didn't
each
grow up
other,
together.
so it's kind of cool.
Because before the recording, we were singing some songs together.
Like Bedrock.
Yes, I know the words to that one. I can
do
make
too.
it bedrock. I can make it. It's just funny listening to all these old. I almost said old school songs like we're really fucking old, but I mean, I guess they're considered old now.
No, we are. We're
okay.
really
we are
fucking
old.
old.
We're really fucking old.
Going into the commentary today, do you
Yes.
have any 200 words
Or
or less
less.
commentary on this song?
It's funny every time we say 200 words or less, I laugh.
Yeah.
It's such a funny thing.
It's going to be on our merch.
It is. Oh my gosh, we sell like little notebooks.
Yeah. Here's a journal, but use 200
100
words or less on your
less.
day because that's all
Yeah.
anyone wants to hear.
And that's all you need to think about.
Exactly. It'll be for
Positive
men because
things
that's
that
how many words they use per day.
How many words they use per week? They're not capable of any more than that. I cut out all
We're
the
fin-
ums, but
we're-
that was funny because it was at the same time.
I feel like we keep doing that in regular life too.
Yeah, we're more in sync now that we talk
We
so
are.
much together
Yeah.
for a living. I don't have a lot of commentary on the song besides personal commentary. I didn't look up anything, but I feel like it wasn't a song that was played at school or anything that I remember that was super popular at the time, but I burned a lot of CDs. I feel like it was one of those songs that was on, I remember it was like a blue CD because I had them all color coded.
I mean, I did too.
Oh, me
Actually, I didn't really love the ones
Yes.
that were colored because what I like to do is get the silver ones and then use different colored Sharpies.
Oh,
Because I would write the songs on the
Yeah.
CDs and I just liked playing with different colors.
That's cool too, though.
And then have you ever seen the vinyl CDs?
No.
They're like really cool. I doubt they sell them around anymore. I have a couple I could show you, but they're like a regular size CD.
Brittany just keeps everything.
Well, just because I have CDs that I burned, I kept some of them too.
Oh, have them?
I have all my CDs from childhood. Like I have probably 7.
Wow. Seen a single CD since high school.
It sucks because my car doesn't have a CD player and they stopped making them with CD players.
Yeah.
But I do keep it for nostalgic reasons. I'm a hoarder, if you can't tell. So
really awesome. Wow. Do you realize if we pulled out a CD and showed them to kids these days, they wouldn't know what they are?
I've seen videos about that. They don't know what to do with it.
Because like I've seen videos where they show them like a floppy disk and they're like, what's this? Wow, we are old.
And meanwhile, someone showed me, I guess it was a zip drive. It's my first time seeing it. And I was like, what do I do with this? This doesn't fit in my computer anywhere. So how did you color code them?
Like one had all of my favorite songs on it, you know, and then one had
that was
maybe
the
all of
pink
my favorite
one.
R&B songs. And one maybe had all of one of my friends' favorite songs. I just feel like I was really into switching out CDs depending on where we were going, what the mood was, what friend was in the car. But yes, the pink CDs.
What's your favorite?
Everyone knew if it was a pink CD, it was my favorite song on that CD.
I love that.
But I remember listening into it in the car while driving around, but it wasn't a song that I remember playing in any dances or anything.
Well, it came out in 2014. So for me, I was already almost graduated from college. So whenever it was in college, I remember dancing to it at parties or sometimes if we went out to bars, but I feel like I did always kind of do the jellyfish dance with this song and petted my hair because that's drunk Brittany. She does feel herself. I think I danced to this in a cage once, actually, in college.
Why were you in a cage?
Well, they had those at our bars where you could dance in cages.
You know, this makes so much sense now. I really understand.
I mean, I think it's fun. But, you know, I went to a bar once with some family members and I saw my aunt dance in a cage, and that was
life-changing.
At least it wasn't my dad, but
honestly, it would have been better if it was your dad.
I mean, he was there, but like he wasn't in the cage. So
can we get your dad in a cage? I think that'd be fun.
I mean, I'll ask. Okay. I feel like he would.
Well, can you ask him if he's ever danced in a cage?
I will, but you know, he's done even more embarrassing things than that. I mean, I feel like he hasn't done this in a while. Sorry, Dad.
Shout out to Brittany's dad. We love you.
Well, I will say this. I feel like my dad, he would like this song. I know he probably doesn't know it, but he would definitely be dancing to this song. Maybe I got the jellyfish dance from my dad because he's like, ooh, like that. And so he did some embarrassing things sometimes where like if the band was playing on stage, he'd go up and take his shirt off and do push-ups.
Awesome. Your dad's the life of the party, and I love every second of it.
He is. He is the life of a party, unless if I'm around. In the cage.
That's where you get it from.
So actually it's funny, just like zodiac stuff. He's a Sagittarius and my moon is a Sagittarius. So I feel like that's probably part of it. Like we have that zodiac thing because they're like partiers, Sagittarius. Actually, I think Nicki Minaj is a Sag because I'm pretty sure it brings it up in a song. Yeah. And then I also remember, so I don't know if you've ever done this, but back in the day, I used to be really into watching choreography videos.
Oh my God, yes.
Do you know who like Janelle is like in Wildebeest?
Yes.
So I watched their videos.
Oh, I was really into that
all
stuff.
The time. Every time I think of this song, there's a video that she choreographed. I just loved the video that they did for this song. It was really cool.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, but it's really good.
I used to think I was going to be a professional something back in the day.
I know.
You know?
I used to say that too because when I was super into it, I was like, I'm going to start my own choreography studio or something.
I 100% thought that.
I did too, and I can't even do any of that, but it's just funny. And I think that's why I got into K-pop as well, because of the choreography stuff.
We should find a hip-hop class and go to it.
I mean, I feel like at this point, it's a lost cause, but I used to play Just Dance a lot, and that was fun. I feel like I really need to do that again.
Can we do it?
Yeah, I have them.
Brittany has everything, guys. If you are looking for something, it's probably here. I was obsessed with Just Dance.
Me too. And that was my favorite form of exercise in college.
Did you get a lot of party in college?
Yeah. I mean, like comparatively, because I didn't party in high school. So to me, it was a lot. But I also worked 3 jobs in college. So I was busy at the same time. But I feel like I have a lot of party memories as well. Because one of my best friends at the time, she was in a sorority. So I would go with her to certain things. Because I wasn't joining one myself. I just didn't want to spend the money, or it was never a passion of mine to join a sorority.
I didn't join one either. Like, it's really uncommon. Both of us didn't join one.
Really? Is it uncommon?
Maybe.
Well, I guess
where
because
you're from, but...
No, I think it's just because
everyone I know is. I think
most of my friends were not in a sorority.
Okay.
It was just like a couple that.
That makes sense because I cheered in college, and so all the cheerleaders all joined one sorority.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't, because one of my favorite things about her being in a sorority was whenever they would have those dance competitions. I forget what they're called, but you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
But I just remember whenever that event went on and we would go to this theater and watch it, and it was just so fun to see like all the sororities and fraternities. And I'm like, damn, they're like really fucking good. Guys, you should go look it up if you've never seen something like this. Like,
go watch.
They have YouTube videos.
I was gonna join because like all the cheerleaders will join the same one, and I was gonna join, but you know, there was some drama there. After my boyfriend at the time, who was the president of his fraternity, I basically was like the housewife of that fraternity. At that point, he had slept with my best friend, and she was part of the cheerleading sorority. And I just had this weird, nothing against them, I just had this weird taste in my mouth of like,
what do you mean nothing against them? Fuck them.
It was just one of those things I just felt like, because I knew other people in that sorority knew what was going on.
I feel like it's hard to find a sisterhood with that.
A lot of them are still some of my good friends and still went to a lot of the events too and a lot of the stuff and the parties, but it just felt weird to join at that point. Honestly,
being in a fraternity housewife is cooler anyways, in my opinion. Although I don't know if I'd want to be around that many men at once. No offense.
When I say it's like a legit housewife, it's a legit. Because all of the live-in long-term girlfriends, each fraternity house had one.
That's cool.
I basically moved in there, which is really wild if you think about it.
Do you keep it clean for them?
Yeah, I cleaned. I cooked.
They're lucky for that. Wow.
It was a crazy time in my life.
And look at us now. Look at you now.
There's only a few people who know that time in my life.
I mean, if anyone can whip men into shape, especially at that age, it's probably Lauren.
They'd come to me and be like, hey, I'm getting a really bad grade in this class. What do I do?
And you were like, you study?
These are men who like, they don't know what to do on their own. This is their first time away from their mom. And I'm like, have you opened the book? And they're like, no, I didn't buy it yet. And I'm like,
oh my god.
Well, that's probably.
So did that help? And you just gave them that little bit of information, like little bit of insight.
Yeah. And they're like, well, I bought the book and it was really helpful. And I'm like, applause for you guys. Because I remember sitting there one day thinking, like, when do their brains fully develop?
Yeah. That's crazy. Well, another thing before we get into like our favorite lyric, I just wanted to mention this. This is one of the things I researched and I was like, wow, that's cool. So I was looking at the songwriters for this song and it was like Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, but also SZA.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I don't think she was out as her own artist back then. So I was really surprised.
That's wild.
But it's kind of crazy because I feel like there are a lot of people that are behind the scenes doing this kind of stuff.
I feel like that
And
too.
then eventually they'll do solo stuff or they'll go from being big to working just behind the scenes. It's kind of cool how that works.
They always say it's wild if you actually do look up all of the songs, who's actually on them and stuff, like older songs. You would never.
Right.
It's crazy.
This is kind of off topic, but we're playing each other this week in fantasy. I know.
I can't believe I've seen you all day and I haven't.
I have to beat you because I'm losing when you're the number 2 right now in my league, and I have to beat you. I'm sorry.
I have to get my cup.
I have to get in the playoffs. You can still get the cup, but I want it in the playoffs. I can't be a loser.
Okay. Slated to win right now between me and you.
It's kind of half and half.
Is it?
Yeah, I think.
Let's see.
Because I don't think your quarterback did good last night.
He didn't. You're slated to win pretty high because he got a fucking 7 points. Motherfucker. What the fuck were you doing last night, buddy?
Yeah, he did terrible. I'm sorry. He kept getting sacked.
Sack that back, sack that quarterback.
Okay, is that a cheer? Like, wait, what song is this? Yeah.
No,
you know what? I didn't know what a sack was until like not that long ago, until I started playing fantasy. So I would have not gotten that cheer if I heard it back in the day.
I guess I never thought about it. It's almost like we had to learn.
That is funny. Well, since we're cheering, let's do our favorite lyric, no context.
Yay!
Woo! Do you want to go ahead since you're in the cheering mode?
Sack that back. Yeah.
Sack that back.
Sack that fucking quarterback.
Wait, did you all say the F word?
No.
Oh, okay. Damn.
But when we were at parties, I know that sounds dumb. We would make the cheers like crazy and make them with swear words and stuff. And then we would do stunts and lift people in the air like while we were drinking.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm surprised I'm still alive, to be honest, for the amount of times I had drunk people lift me in the air.
I'm glad you are.
Favorite lyric, no context. My favorite lyric is, he said, damn, bae, you so little. You're really taking that.
Skittle? Is that on the word? Is that really taking that skittle? Just ignore that. Okay, I see you. So my favorite lyric is world stop, carry on, kitty on fleek, pretty on fleek.
Aw, that's cute. I like how yours is cute. Mine's inappropriate. If that doesn't describe our friendship in a nutshell, I'm not sure what does at this point. Anyways.
I didn't even know that other part was in the song, to be honest. When you had to look at the lyrics and be like, oh, what? Because I thought there was a Skittle in there. I don't know.
What? Where did
You
you
may say a little, but you really taking that Skittle. Maybe I just had that in my head.
No context.
We really need to get into this episode.
Let's go.
So for today's topic, I guess it's like one of those episode titles that's kind of self-explanatory in terms of you can kind of guess. Basically, we're going to be talking about confidence and beauty, like feeling yourself as women. I did want to just say, whenever I was also looking up the song, it was just talking about how this is a really big feminist anthem and about how in the music video, I kind of forgot this, but they're working and eating hamburgers, and it's kind of like
You know what's crazy is I sit down after all these years and watch these music videos. Brittany has me watching people streak in the streets. Okay, now these people are twerking, eating hamburgers.
But it's one of those things they said online. It was just talking about we don't need a man to tell us how to feel good.
Yeah,
It's like,
if I want to twerk and eat a hamburger,
yeah,
I will.
Exactly. Anyways, I did have our first discussion question for this day, for this episode.
I thought you just said Dave. I was like, what?
For this Dave.
I was like, who's Dave?
My first question, this kind of takes us back a little bit. So I was going to see,
going back.
I was just thinking about things that make women feel confident. One of the things is makeup. I was just thinking about, first, if you have a memory of whenever you first learned how to do makeup, how you learned, or just that experience for you.
Well, two things. I'll actually start with the second thing that came to mind. So I was in pageants. So I feel like I probably had a lot more exposure to makeup than a lot of people, like professional makeup than a lot of people maybe had.
Was that your first time doing makeup was when you did the pageants?
Probably not. When I was young, like super young, I was always into makeup. Plain makeup, fake makeup, Barbie doll makeup, whatever.
A lot of girls, that's like a thing, I think, have a
fake makeup stuff. I was like really into that. So if we're talking when I was young. And then I think I was definitely one of those more rebellious kids as far as like I wanted to wear makeup when I was younger. Gosh, I don't know, maybe early middle school. But I did start pageants in middle school. So I feel like I got exposed to more professional makeup and doing makeup and the idea of wearing more makeup or makeup as a profession. All that to say that once I realized that makeup was popular, makeup could be a profession, I got really into YouTube videos of makeup. So there's a few creators that I still follow today, and I've bought all their makeup products, all their recommendations. My Christmas list would be all the products they would recommend, and I'd give it to my family to get for me. And so I grew up watching how to do makeup, makeup tutorials, hair tutorials, but I was really into makeup. I used to have vanities just full of makeup.
Did you just do your own makeup for dances? Or did you get it done?
I'm a control freak.
So you did it yourself.
So usually I would do it myself.
I mean, I don't think I ever went and got it professionally done, but I think my mom did it for me or somebody else helped me with it.
I'm a control freak when it comes to makeup and hair.
Well, it sounds like you knew what you were doing at a young age. So you had it down already.
I think one thing is that looking back on it now, I do think it does create some confidence issues in a lot of ways, being that young and wearing all that makeup all the time. I think there was a time in high school where I felt like I had to have that much makeup on every single day to feel good about myself. You wouldn't even believe a lot more than the average person. I think it just had a lot to do with that's when I got the highest scores in pageants. That's when I felt the prettiest. And so I thought I had to look that way. And so it would be hard and jarring to go from wearing all that makeup to not wearing makeup. You have to learn to love yourself. I guess my relationship grew a lot with makeup.
I feel like with makeup, I think for most women, that's very twofold. It's like on the one hand, it's fun to put on. Even I was just reading online about why women wear makeup. I feel like a lot of people, maybe men, just think it's because of insecurity, but no, it's like to really highlight your features, just kind of like fun to play with, especially in middle school and high school. I feel like a lot of young girls went through that kind of conflict where it's like you want to do it, but it's also once you start doing it, maybe you feel that kind of pressure to keep up with it, just because people in high school can be mean and say things. And also that's when we're going through puberty. If anyone struggled with acne, especially, you'd want to cover it up, and that's normal.
I was on Accutane for a while. I feel like I went through a peak and a valley of dealing with breakouts. I know people have opinions on it, but as far as it worked for my acne, it worked for me for that aspect of it. I get There's a lot of pros and cons to everything, but it was a very intensive experience on Accutane. Your skin literally peels off.
I've heard
And
about.
Also for me, if we're talking about the theory behind makeup and how it relates to me personally, is it was kind of a creative outlet thing. Some people like to paint, some people like to read. I just really loved makeup. It was more fun. I was always the girl who had her eye makeup done and just something different every day. I just had so much fun with it. And so then eventually I got my hair and makeup certificate because I thought, I would do something with that someday.
I think you would still be good at doing, like, whenever I have kids, I'm just going to send them to you. Like, here. Because whenever I learned how to do makeup, it was just for my mom. And I still do my makeup the same way. Pretty much when my mom taught me, because it was back in the day. So, you would use your hands.
Oh,
so
I remember.
that was how I always put foundation on. And it would always be like, CoverGirl. There was no insight into the chemicals or whatever, any of that stuff, but that's kind of just what I kept sticking with because it worked at the time. Fortunately, I didn't really suffer from a lot of acne in high school. And so for me, because I think I've always felt weird having heavy makeup on, so I would just kind of be minimalist about it once I did start wearing it in school. I was mostly foundation, but I loved eyeshadow. I can't remember if I wore it in school very often just because I feel like back then, I don't know if this was the case for you, but I feel parents were like kind of weird about sending their kids to school with makeup, like a certain level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my parents weren't really strict, but I think also a big part of it was I was really lazy. I wasn't willing to get up that early to do my makeup. I really wasn't. They had to drag me out of bed.
I would wake up at like 4 a.m. I would literally do a full beat of makeup, hair.
Never slept.
No. Now, you know what? Now that you brought that memory, I didn't sleep at all throughout my whole life, I think.
There was a lot of days I never wore makeup because I just couldn't get up in time and I just rolled out of bed.
Inspired
I'm not. No, you don't. Because this is why I never get hit on.
Where'd you?
I just was too tired for all that shit. I feel like maybe I just was more of a tomboy in general, though, because I didn't do anything. I just read books. Yeah, I liked boys and stuff, but like none of the boys I liked really said anything about my face not having makeup or whatever. There was never an incident where someone was like, oh, you should probably put some makeup on. Do people say that? Has anyone received that feedback? I feel
No.
like that's pretty fucked up if someone did.
I'm learning that I just have to share it all on this podcast to make this successful. I'm just gonna have to start on peeling back layers of Lauren. 2 things that you brought up before I forget, because you made a lot of really good points. One thing that's really interesting, the history of makeup, I will say, because I'm really nerdy about this kind of stuff. Back in the day, I feel like full coverage makeup was really in, like big eyeshadow, like glitter, like mascara. Nowadays, it's more minimal makeup is in. I feel like a lot of girls on TikTok are, I just like a light foundation, a little bit of bronzer, a beachy look, you know? But back in the day, fuck, we used to cut crease. I know people who do makeup will probably know what that means, but
what does it mean? I really don't know what that means.
You know what? Everyone go look up a cut crease eyeshadow tutorial and you'll thank me later. That was the vibe back then.
I remember the smoky eye being a big thing.
Love smoky eye.
Because I got a smoky eye kit. Like someone got that for me for Christmas. And you know what? I think what it was, but when you say people were doing the full face, I think a big part of it, honestly, is because of America's Next Top Model. Because I was so obsessed with that show.
So was I.
And the CoverGirl.
People will make jokes on TikTok. I can't believe back in the day you all looked like that with all that makeup. And it's funny because it's like nowadays the younger generations, they do makeup, but they don't do makeup. Like you wear mascara and you put on fake freckles and a lip tint. It's just different.
Although I've heard lip liners. I feel like it went away for a while.
I got you peel off lip liner.
Oh, how is it?
It's awesome.
I want to try it. See, this is the kind of thing I like. I like makeup that's really easy.
Yes, and it lasts all day.
And that too, that it'll like stay on.
I know. I buy anything that I think if it's related to this, I have a problem. And the second thing was I had really strict parents, but also I went to a Catholic school as well, but I'd wear a ton of makeup and it was really fun. But in college, I feel like I wore a lot of makeup because it was my first chance I got to wear it outside of school. But I will say that I do think a lot of parents were really strict about wearing makeup, at least where I went to school. It was more like a lot of kids didn't wear makeup. So I feel like I kind of stood out a little bit. Feels like, oh, there's that girl from public school wearing all that makeup. But also, interesting thing is you were talking about, do people ever judge or say things about people who wear makeup or not? So let's just expose myself. I did pageants, so I got a lot of spray tans. It was a thing. Nowadays, it's more popular. Back then,
it was popular at my school too.
Was it?
Yeah, a lot of girls got spray tans that were in middle school and high school. Yeah,
that makes me feel a little better. So I would go to a pageant for a weekend, I'd get a spray tan, then I go to school the next week. Well, I mean, you got to scrub the fucking thing. I mean, I would get like professional spray tans. A lot of the guys would make comments of like, why are you orange?
I think a lot of the other girls got that, and I'm probably guilty of thinking that too.
But it was funny because that's one thing that I bonded over back in the day. And I feel like it's a mental thing. Once you start getting spray tans.
I was going to say my mom was addicted.
See, that's what I was going to say.
It can get addicting.
I know it sounds crazy, guys. You know, some things can get addictive.
And I think a lot of girls in my school, that was the same for them.
I had to actually, there was this confidence thing in me where I was convinced that I only looked good with a spray tan, even though deep down I'm pale too. I actually had to build up the confidence to be, wow, this sounds so stupid, but to stop doing spray tans.
No, I get it. I mean, that's like this whole episode being on confidence. It's kind of a double-edged sword because sometimes it's like you do things that theoretically the spray tan makes you feel confident, but then it's also like you should feel good in your own skin as well. It's a hard balance to have, I think.
It is a hard
especially when you're
balance.
young, because on TV, I remember there were a lot of women who had spray tans. That's like another part of it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it today either.
I would say a majority of people I know still dabble in spray tans, but they came a long way since back then. Now they look much more realistic, and it could just be something like light and it enhances you a little bit more. Or if you want to go dark, it's not orange anymore. Now they've developed it to where it's a bit more natural color.
That's what I was going to say. It's gotten better over time as well.
The formulas have gotten better. Me being a redhead, well, I was bleached blonde back then, so I feel like I would tan. Well, I went to tanning beds, which I know, guys, okay, don't give me shit. I'm well aware. I've had multiple moles removed. I actually had one back here that was pretty bad.
Oh my God. But it wasn't as well known back then how bad they were for you.
No.
I don't think anyone would judge you
I
for
would
that.
walk from school to the tanning place. I'd do the stickers, you know.
Honestly, I'm scared of tanning beds. I have gone a couple times back in the day, but I'm scared of them, you know, Final Destination type of thing and claustrophobia. But I just always loved going into the tanning places because I love the smell of the lotion.
Yes,
that's like my
lotion.
favorite thing about it.
We need to make a candle with that smell.
I wish regular sunscreen smelled that good.
I know. After I realized that spray tans existed, I just stopped going to tanning beds and do the whole spray tan thing. I feel like ever since I went back to my red hair and I had to really take some time to be like, I like myself with the spray tan. I like myself without it. And you can do either or. It's totally fine. Whatever you're most confident doing. Everyone should do their own thing. I think girls look beautiful with it, without it. But I don't know. It took some time to be like, I actually had someone tell me, you really are beautiful on your own too. So don't feel like you have to keep doing it just to keep up an appearance. It was nice. You'd be surprised even just how much small words can impact them anyways. But it's all about building confidence. I'm more confident now in my 30s than I was even in my 20s.
Well, just going back to makeup, I've always been curious, whenever you did get spray tans, how did that change your makeup routine?
I had a whole makeup set that when I was spray tan and a whole makeup set when I wasn't spray tan.
Gotcha.
So concealer would be a different color, foundation would be a different color. It would all be different because it would be dependent on what color my skin was.
Well, since you were really into makeup at a young age, did you try out different brands or did you already kind of just start with more high end?
Well, I think I tried out everything.
And what fit best for you? Then how old were you when you figured out the best makeup for you?
I'm still figuring it out.
I feel the same.
I like to try new things all the time too. So my ideal day is going to a makeup store and buying all new makeup. That's so fun to me. But everyone has their thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I went through a period where it's like once I stopped having young skin, I just remember I was wearing CoverGirl for a really long time. And then there were different other brands. I was trying L'Oreal for a time and then Maybelline. I worked at CVS in college, so there was sales and I had an employee discount. I got a lot of makeup and it was fun. In law school, I got diagnosed as rosacea. Like I found out I had that. And I did notice that at a certain point, right before I moved down to Charleston, that my makeup was starting to react badly with my skin. So suddenly things would start to burn.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't wear L'Oreal anymore. The foundation would just burn my skin. I feel like I only figured out stuff that would be okay on my skin maybe a couple years ago. And I had a friend at the time that was really big on EWG verified makeup. So the makeup that's natural and organic. So that way it's for sensitive skin and there's not as much chemicals in it.
And for people who shop at Sephora, you'll see the clean badge.
She taught me a lot about how to look for that type of makeup because I was really struggling trying to find something. Anyways, I did end up finding though an affordable brand for me that works. Of course, now I'm having a rosacea flare up, so I can't put any makeup on. So that sucks because I mean, I'm not saying I need to wear makeup every time I go out, but where I do have this redness, I always do like to have a little bit. It just makes me feel more confident, less like Santa Claus. I feel like all of my products nowadays are more geared towards sensitive skin, but I do still love eyeshadow. It's just I don't feel like I go out enough now to really use it as much, but I do love when I can do some eyeshadow stuff. But then my eyes are sensitive now too. I feel like I just can't wear the stuff that I used to wear as much. I'm not resilient anymore. My skin's dying.
Well, they say...
Does your skin peel off every 7 years like your taste buds?
They say you go through 2 puberties in life or something.
Oh, okay.
I think I was complaining about how your skin texture changes. And they were like, the problem is, I think a lot of women, they find stuff that really works for them at a certain age, but your skin
we
goes
talked
through
about
a second
this.
puberty.
Yeah.
And literally, it's something that people don't realize, but it's been researched a lot. So now stuff that used to work probably doesn't work for you, and you get frustrated as hell.
Maybe that's what I went through. Well, I don't know if the rosacea thing, they say things can trigger it like stress, and then it's just with you for life. But maybe that was my second puberty.
Your hair texture changes, it gets thicker.
You've noticed that with my hair too, the texture.
But it's all women.
Damn.
I know, we go through a lot.
We do go through a lot.
Like, no one gives us any credit.
A fucking break.
Like, goddamn. We're gonna go through menopause someday. I'm just saying, like, we go through a lot. It's kind of wild.
That's not even including the period stuff.
And like,
Well, I was just going to say how I get acne before
I know.
Still, like with PMS.
Everyone does, I think.
It's not terrible, but it's still annoying.
I feel like my skin is one of my insecurities because I do feel like it's changed a lot throughout the last handful of years. And you got to learn to work with it.
I feel like, honestly, sometimes compliments from women are more important. I feel like back in the day, women were kind of pitted against each other a lot. And I feel like nowadays we're all more supporting each other. And so it's just nice to hear that instead of seeing somebody that looks good and feeling insecure about it, just tell them they look good. Celebrate that, I guess. You never know, because even if somebody looks good, it doesn't mean they feel good about themselves. Whenever I see you without makeup, you do have really clear, it's almost like a baby's bottom. Like, I'm not gonna like touch your face, but it does look so smooth.
Works so hard for this guy.
Well, actually, that was gonna be one of my questions. What's your skincare routine? Just because that's like a thing.
30 steps.
We don't have to go through all 30, but is there any particular product or step that you would never miss? That's really important. All of it? Oh, okay.
I've become really obsessive with this stuff.
Okay.
I have read and researched so much about skincare. Oh, hours and hours of videos I've watched because I just get really into understanding like how it all works and what works for people. I've changed my skincare routine. I probably changed it every couple years for a while now.
How long have you had one, a skincare routine? Since you were doing pageants, or like when did it start? Oh, because I didn't know it was a thing until YouTube, really, and people started talking about it.
Routines,
and I feel like it's definitely something that's more talked about these days too. Like everyone has one, it seems, except for me.
Well,
I guess it's just dependent on what you consider a skincare routine, because for me it's very simplistic. Again, I think this is more just due to laziness than anything, but I just use my EWG face wash in the shower. And then I put my moisturizer on, and that's it. My CeraVe moisturizer, which helps with my rosacea. That's literally my whole routine. It's not really routine, it's just things I do. Well, I feel like it's okay, except for the fact that it's all red and bumpy right now. But that's not something that a skincare routine can fix because it's a condition. Maybe I'll do full glam one day.
One day we're going to come on the podcast when Brittany's rosacea's healed, and I'm going to just have full glam on her. And you're going to be like, damn, girl.
And I'm going to be like, who is this person?
I do think skincare is very specific to the person. I'm telling you, you cannot copy anyone's skincare routine exactly. It's whatever works for you, whatever is best for you. But I do think trying things is fun, but everyone is different. So if your routine works for you, that's great. I'm serious.
If you call it the two-step Brittany routine.
But there's people, 2 steps work for them. Mine's definitely like quadruple 2 steps. 3 different cleansers. I have 2 toners. And then I have different serums. I have eye serums. I have regular serums. I have lip serums. And I have face serums. And then I have moisturizers. And
they say like beauty is hard work.
It's crazy you say that because that's been going in my head lately. Because going to spin class every day and stuff, putting time into yourself is hard work. Beauty is hard work. The things you do are hard sometimes, and sometimes you have to push yourself. So do I want to do my skincare routine every single night? No. Do I like it because I think for me it's fun? Yes. Do I see the result when I put the time in? Do I see the results? Yes.
And that kind of segues into another thing I just wanted to talk about is what do you do that makes you feel confident? And if that's what works That's what makes you feel good.
Confident.
Like,
everyone has their stuff.
And on my end, I probably would benefit from doing more because I do like to pamper myself. Like when I started going to get my nails done, it was a game changer for me. I just started feeling more put together. Yeah. I mean, obviously doing spin class and stuff like that, that's a big part of it too. I mean, for me too, I always feel best whenever I'm on a workout routine regularly. I think that goes for men and women.
I think so too. But I also think I do thrive on routines. I know some people don't, but I like it. So having something scheduled or doing things like that, I like stuff like that. When I went to college, I was like, I'm going to be a dermatologist. Just always thought I could help people build confidence in that area because I do think even something as simple as getting your nails done or getting a facial or going to spin class, doing those things for yourself and building that confidence, it really does make a difference. Being able to really feel in yourself for women, it helps, because we are judged a lot.
And I think that's a normal thing. All women pretty much love makeup. I mean, I love makeup too. I just don't put in the same effort. But I did just think about how you talk about being a dermatologist. I think that maybe if this podcast doesn't work out, we should both just go to dermatologist school together because I would love to do the cyst popping.
Good. You can do that part. I don't want to do that part. You can do that part.
I love watching those
Dr.
videos. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this would be a dream.
Great. We'll be a 2-person team. You can do that part. I'm doing the other part.
Yeah, but I feel like you go to the same school, right?
Yeah, you do.
So we'll just get more debt and go do that.
I mean, at this point, guys, what difference does it make?
Yeah. Or maybe we'll just
be like TikTok dermatologists.
At least we both have that in common, even if we don't do the same routines. Have you been doing your hair since middle school too? Like your own hair?
I feel like I didn't get into hair until high school.
Did you have a curling iron and a straightener? Like all of it? I didn't.
Girl. I probably had like 10 curling irons. I had all different sizes, all different types. I had crimpers. I had the straighteners.
I always wanted a crimper. My mom had a curling iron. So that was the only thing we had. It's funny because my hair doesn't curl. Like you have to use 2 cans of hairspray. I've always wanted to do crimping because Mary-Kate and Ashley, they had their hair crimped. We need to bring crimping back.
It's coming back.
Oh, okay, good. That works.
It's becoming a thing now again.
And you have a crimper?
Yeah. You know how you don't get rid of like CDs and stuff?
Yeah. You don't get rid of your hair stuff.
Just continuously buy hair stuff and just keep it all.
Well, you want to hear a funny story about the one time I did try to curl my hair on my own? It was in high school. And the reason I was doing it is because they had Spirit Week. So this actually might have been for Halloween. But I remember I was trying to dress up as Belle. And I was trying to curl my hair like how Belle has her when she's in the yellow dress. It did not go well, guys. I burnt myself. I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to make it work and it just didn't work. And then I gave up. I never did it again. And then I never had a straightener because my hair was so straight already.
My hair is pinned straight too.
I've never straightened my hair. I should do some more stuff. So we lived very different lives.
I'm coming to find that's the theme of the podcast. That's why we're best friends.
We're yin and yang over here. But I was jealous of that, though, that other girls were so good at it and could do it. I was never inspired to make the effort for it myself.
I was just a super girly girl my whole life.
Well, there's like girly girls, but also back in our time, talking about being a girly girl in high school and stuff, it's funny because back in our day, there was also girls that did their hair and makeup a lot, but it was the goth vibe.
Yeah.
So it was like a little bit different. Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
With the heavy eyeliner?
Mm-hmm.
We need to see those pictures. Okay, I want to see that. That'd be cool. But I feel like those were like the 2 main makeup styles. Yeah. But I was never inspired to do either. I never had bangs until college. I tried it once. But they were like straight across bangs.
I've had side bangs, had every hair color, every hairstyle, every haircut. Ever.
That's cool. Well, I did go get my hair done professionally for the dances and stuff. That was always fun.
I think one thing I was insecure about is because I'm naturally a redhead and I'm naturally light featured. All that to say is that my eyebrows are bleach blonde. My eyelashes are bleach blonde. And I was just always insecure. I know like it's dumb things to be insecure about, but I would look like I had no features without any makeup because I got so used to seeing them with makeup that it was kind of weird to see myself without makeup. So that's when I started dyeing my eyebrows and dyeing my eyelashes, and it just became a whole thing.
I would have felt the same way. I mean, mine have always been dark. I feel like just the standard society. Yeah. And I actually didn't start doing in terms of eyebrow, what's it called? Color? The eyebrow pencils. I don't even know what it's fucking called, but I didn't even start using that until a year ago. I was like, finally, like, maybe I should try this. Everybody else is doing it. And I do like wearing it when I wear it, but I don't really actually know what I'm doing. I remember them dyeing eyebrows on America's Next Top Model, but I feel like usually on that show, for whatever reason, they usually dyed them bleach blonde. Yeah. I mean, I know it's like for the look.
Bleach blonde eyebrows are coming back again, but it was for a long time an in thing. Eyebrows frame your face, what they say. It's part of your face frame. It gives your face shape. For a long time, it was like, well, you have to dye them to give your face more shape, more common.
It's just another way to highlight your features. Yeah. I started getting my eyebrows threaded when we went to law school. I had gotten them waxed when I was in high school, and then I started getting them threaded because I've heard that's better for your face. And now I just pluck and use have like a little thingy. A little zoom thingy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Too. Yeah. The electric trimmers.
Yeah, the electric trimmers. But it's hard. Basically, what I'm saying is I think it's microblading is something that would be worth it. Like
100%.
I would spend money on that.
It's funny. I'm probably one of the only people that haven't microbladed my eyebrows that like I know who into makeup. I think it's common in the industry to microblade. It's crossed my mind a lot. It's a commitment and you got to go to the right place. It's definitely something I think if it's something you're into and you want to do, it's worth the investment. Everyone I've talked to has gotten it done, loves it. For me, I think something I've always wanted to do is laser hair removal. I want to laser hair remove my whole body. Laser hair removal, the hair won't grow back. So I know people have gotten both done.
I think your eyebrows are great. Like how you do your eyebrows are really cool. I feel like even though I haven't figured it out for myself, but I really appreciate people's eyebrow looks.
Me too.
You know,
I love eyebrows.
And I think everyone that I know that have gotten their eyebrows microbladed looks great.
If you tint your eyelashes, not fake eyelashes, but tint them and curl them, tint and curl, and then you get your eyebrows microbladed and you get a facial here and there, girl. Key.
Yeah.
Like, you'll look fucking hot as fuck. You know, it really is tea.
Okay, I need to do that. I need to do all that.
Like lip blushing is a thing now.
I think I've heard of that too. You hear about all kinds of, even like the tattooing the eyebrows, which I don't think I'd ever do something like that. But
tattoo freckles are in right now.
Oh, okay.
Never do it, but I've contemplated.
I do think freckles are pretty.
I think it's really cool when girls do things for themselves. And if it's something you want to do for yourself, I'm like, you go, girl. Like, round of applause to you. Because it's really hard to build up confidence to do that kind of stuff sometimes. It's just cool to see it. One thing I was just going to say is I do shave my face.
With the little scraper thingy. I don't know what it's called. I just know it's a scraper thingy.
You know what? We just need Brittany to name all the products.
I've seen it online where you like spray and then you scrape. It's not like a same razor.
No, I have a full razor.
Oh, so you...
But
do you know what I'm talking about? Right, the scraper. That's what I call it. Okay, it's a razor scraper.
You know, it's just funny. I just have never heard anyone called a scraper.
That's because I'm not a professional, guys. Like, I'm so bad at this.
It was the cutest thing ever that I'm sitting here being like, you know, Brittany should name these products from now on a scraper. I'm thinking like an ice scraper.
You know, whenever those girls have their boyfriends do the makeup and they have to say the tutorial.
I love those voiceovers.
I'm that boyfriend.
You are, and I love every second. That's exactly what you are. Oh my God. Should we do a makeup tutorial?
I mean, I guess.
I'll do my makeup.
All right.
And you do the voiceover.
Because I won't know anything. Stay tuned. So you do a scraper.
Yeah.
I have the same thing that I use for my eyebrows, the electric thingy. I do for my side, like if I get hairs on the side or my upper lip. Since we're confessing here. But I have thought about trying that just because like it would be kind of cool. I mean, no one's really getting that close except for like Lauren and Tony.
I do it. I mean, because I used to get dermaplaning done, which is the professional term for it.
Oh.
When you go to like a spa, they
dermaplaning scraper.
Yeah. They dermaplane your face. So I got dermaplaning done and then I was like, I can do this at home. What I will say, it's a form of exfoliation. So it takes off the first layer of dead skin. And it's very healthy to do it. No, your hair does not grow back any different. But also, my makeup goes on 10,000 times better.
Heard that.
We're going to do a series like Brittany tries new things. And it's just going to be like Lauren forcing Brittany to try new things. It's going to be great, guys. Just stay tuned.
It's honestly probably for the best because like otherwise I'm not going to do it myself. I'll be a whole different person by the time this once we get to episode 800, they're going to be like...
It's going to be like night and day.
Yeah, they're going to be like, wow, she had like a Tyra Banks makeover. Well, like I said, I don't think I've reached my peak yet. So
we're going to reach our peak together,
Some people
guys.
peak in high school. I'm still waiting
waiting
on that. Yeah. So, you know, I'm excited for that.
And what's next?
Oh, yeah. Well, we kind of touched on this, but who makes you feel the most confident? Is it friends, social media, men? I mean, like...
Decenter men from your life, guys. Whew.
Yeah. Well, honestly... I feel like these days it's not. Like,
No,
you
it's
know,
not.
they think it is, but it's
not.
not.
Sorry. No.
I think there was definitely a lot of pressure back in the day, obviously, to kind of dress for men or wear makeup for men. And nowadays it's more of just like,
women wear it for themselves.
right. They wear it for themselves, or
I hate to break it to you, it's not for you.
or if it's like a fashion thing,
Yeah.
women are doing that for other women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they want to be trendy.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I've grown to make sure that I feel most confident just as myself.
As yourself,
and
yeah.
also hyping myself up.
That's the best way to do it, though.
Yeah.
And when you do self-care and skin routines and things like that, that's always to make yourself.
Yeah, I do it for myself.
Feeling yourself.
I'm
You
feeling myself.
Do you
Yeah.
dance in the mirror? And
Oh, yeah, I have full dance parties in
okay,
my bathroom.
okay, that's good.
I have fun.
I need to get on that level. I mean, I have dance parties, but not like in the mirror because I'm not doing any routines. So I'm just like brushing my teeth and then I'm done and going into the next room, twerking in front of my chinchilla.
Eating a hamburger.
Exactly.
I feel like that's why women, it's really important that women support women and you support your friends and you keep the confidence and the hype up. And it does make a difference. Tell a stranger that they look beautiful and just hype yourself. Biggest hype person, you know?
Well, you're my biggest hype person, but yes, I get that theory. I'm still working on being my own hype person, but I mean, I will say
It's hard on yourself.
well, for me, I do feel like it's my friends. And that kind of goes into the philosophical question. How important is confidence and feeling good about ourselves? And is it necessary to have confidence to be successful? I mean, I think it's kind of obvious that it's important, but is it important to being successful?
You know, this is hard because I feel like as women, it's a loaded question. I do feel like it takes time to build up confidence. And, you know, we go through a lot and peaks and valleys between high school and college and 20s and 30s. And there's a lot of pressure behind that. I think it depends how you define confidence.
Success, too.
I think there's great ways to be confident, great ways to be successful. What I do think is that a lot of women might not take the risk on things because of confidence or because of like fear, you know? And I really do think if you take the time to listen, life is one big fucking game and we're all just trying to figure it out. And sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. And it's hard out there. But I know a lot of women who's like, I worked a lot on my confidence and I'm the best I've ever felt. And they're not doing it for anyone else but themselves. They are really successful. I'm talking about in like life themselves, but also in their businesses because they're like, I have to compete with myself. I'm my own biggest critic. And this podcast, for example, just getting started, building the confidence to just start it and do it and not think too much into it. So I do think confidence does link to success. It just depends how you define it.
And it's also depending on what you're doing in life because there's two aspects of confidence. We really have mostly just talked about the physical stuff, but you also have to be confident in your abilities to be successful. I feel like it's funny because I'm a successful person on paper. Just 100%. Because I went to law school, I'm a lawyer and everything. I'm supporting myself. But I feel like in my day-to-day living, I still struggle with feeling good about myself, whether it's physical or just in general where I'm at in life. So I feel like in some ways you don't necessarily need the confidence to be, I mean, maybe there is just some level I have, but it's just, again, I'm hard on myself. So I'm always like trying to get to the next step or the next thing. And maybe I'm just never satisfied.
That's very normal. Especially with our personality type, I think, is to always be on to the next. I do also think a lot of people say confidence is unrecognized sometimes. You don't realize how confident you are or how successful you are. And we are our own hardest critic. So sometimes you got to be your own biggest cheerleader too.
I feel like confidence for me comes from doing something over and over again. I feel like it's just the habits that I need to form. Maybe that will help. I did get a confidence journal once. I didn't finish it. I still have it though, but I think I need to go back to it also. I feel like I get stuck in my head a lot about like what I want to put out into the world. And it's like kind of holding me back, especially because I'd like to be like a writer one day. And I've actually read a lot about how that is a big roadblock for people sometimes that want to write because it's easy to overthink.
At the end of the day, sometimes you just gotta push the confidence forward and keep going and just put it out there in the world. And everyone has something unique to give the world and a different perspective and something to share or build or create. But it is hard. I agree. I'm also quote unquote successful on paper, sure, but I have a lot of people recently who's been reaching out to me for references at work or advice getting into the field that I was in for a long time. And you know, it's funny. And they're like, no, I hear people talk about you. And I'm like, I'm being so honest to tell you, like, I faked it until I made it, guys.
I think also one last thing I want to say about this is that with feeling like I need to do more, and I know it's me being hard on myself, but I think it's because I did this profession that I'm not super passionate about. It's a big accomplishment to do this. It's hard to do law school and the bar and everything. But
what I will say, though, is spin it as a positive, because I think it's really important to never lose that drive. We're too young still, and we have too much we want to accomplish. The drive is what keeps us going. That drive is what makes some of the most successful people achieve their dreams and write a book or start a YouTube channel or start a podcast. It's because there's something, that fire in them that's still keeping them going. And one day in 20 years from now, you'll look back and be like, I'm glad that I kept going. I'm glad that I kept, you know, pushing forward.
It's just funny because even though we started this podcast, it's like neither of us, I don't think we're fully ready, but we just kind of did it. But we had some level of confidence or we wouldn't have been able to do it.
You know what's funny though is one of the, you know, what's one thing someone say about you? I always get that you're everyone's like biggest hype person, but you beat yourself up the hardest, which is usually people who are the biggest hype people. But I love being people's hype people. I'm like, you need hyped up. Let's do it. You want to start that business? You want to make a podcast? You want to write a book? Let's fucking do it. Life's short.
You do a great job at it. Speaking of which, I was actually going to say a little comment from Google AI about, we're going to talk about men and women's confidence on our next section. But I did also just want to say that on the theme of women have it hard, guys, one thing that Google AI said, just like talking about how men critique women's looks. Now, I don't know why this is still happening in 2025, but apparently it is. And so one thing that Google AI said about this is that men critique women's looks for various reasons, because I'm like, why? And then they're like, because one of the reasons, a sense of entitlement, a desire for control, and objectification, which can be rooted in viewing women's bodies as public property. This can manifest as unsolicited comments on appearance, body shaming, or making women feel their worth is tied to their looks rather than their capabilities. And then they can be overt or subtle critiques and arise from personal insecurity or societal pressures.
Round of applause for Google AI. It's like, that's clearly the most accurate thing.
But like, I mean, like, none of this is surprising to us because this is our lives. You know, this is something we've dealt with since we could probably
forever.
Yeah, forever. But if any men are watching that don't realize this is a thing, you got to trust Google AI.
You do.
You got to listen to the Google AI. I just wanted to say that just because, like, a PSA. I like doing PSAs. You know?
Yeah, that's a PSA, guys. You don't own women. We don't owe our looks to you.
Exactly.
Also, I'm sorry. I just wish people would give women a break sometimes. We go through so much shit, and to still only be judged for our looks, and we're only good enough for our looks, that's really fucking hard to deal with.
And I will, on the flip side of that, because obviously men have insecurities too. And women don't actually really care if you have a six-pack.
No.
Or like if
Zero fucks.
I mean, obviously I think health is important for everyone and being healthy, but like nobody's asking you necessarily to do that. I don't think. I mean, it's not as much of a pressure from our end. Just to point that out, I feel like we get a lot of pressure on us to look a certain way because of men. But on the flip side of that, if you're thinking that we're trying to give you pressure, it's not true. That's what I'm saying is men seem to have really high standards for what their woman should look like. But it's not like the other way around. A lot of really beautiful women don't really care as much about the looks aspect. Like they don't have to have a 10 out of 10 man in terms of looks.
Some women don't want that.
Well, yeah, because those guys are assholes.
That's
usually.
what I mean. Have you heard about this crazy looks chart that men use for women? Have you heard about this?
I haven't. It's in the men's group chat.
Yeah.
Ladies, we're starting a group chat, by the way. So be prepared.
A podcast went viral where like men basically pour them tiny violin kind of thing. And all these people were like, read the room. And so then they were talking about how there's Brittany, when I tell you everyone knows about this, like I'm to everyone, there's this chart that men use to rate women that apparently there's this number scale from 1 to 10, you get a crazy rating. And then from 1 to 10, you get a looks rating. And depending on where you fall, can you be a 10 looks and a 7 crazy? And then in the chart, it'll say like whether you should date them, not date them, or like drop them or marry them. Brittany, I'm not kidding. When I tell you, there's YouTube videos about it. And apparently men in the group chat, when they go on dates, they rate women. Well, she was a 10 in looks, but I got the vibe she was like a 7 crazy. So like, what do you guys think about that? Apparently these comments these conversations.
I take back what I said. I take it back. Officially, this is a man-hating podcast.
I mean, it was wild. Like, this is a well-known thing. To the point where I was listening to a very well-known podcast. And it's a husband and wife. And the guy was like, yeah, of course everyone knows about that.
Is this something on Reddit? So there's no other type of rating system. Just to be clear, this is the only type. Like, there's no type of, oh, she's a 10, a good person.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a y-axis and an x-axis. It's crazy and looks.
That's the only concern for men, apparently.
So that's why these girls went viral, because this podcast went viral. 2 men basically talking about how hard men have it and how their lives are so much harder than women's, and how in the media men don't get enough credit. And it's like nowadays more women get into college.
I'm sorry, aren't they running the world? I'm so sorry. What?
Wait. They're like, more women get into nicer colleges. More women are more likely to have successful businesses, and how men have it so hard now. So the reason why I went viral is because these 2 other girls
It's called karma. It's called fucking karma.
They were like, I'm sorry, you've had it easy for the last fucking 100 years. And now, God forbid.
More than that.
God forbid women have it this much easier. And you're like, no, they can't have that.
Wow.
So these 2 girls, they went viral because they were like, I'm sorry, give me the world's smallest violin for these men. And it blew up.
Did they have a lot of man rage in their comment section? I wish I could say I'm surprised. I'm not really surprised, but it's just the fact that people are so open about this type of stuff, and it's like no shame.
No, there was no shame.
Sometimes I do like really try, and then y'all do something like that. Damn. Well.
You want to rate each other?
Well, I feel like I can rate myself on that scale, so I don't need anyone to rate me on that scale. Again, it's coming back to that thing. It's like we're considered more of property than humans.
Yeah, I know.
But we don't have a whole ass fucking group chat. I mean, it's like, there's those memes. He's a 4, but he has a boat. But I feel like they're serious about it, and we're just joking.
Let's create male beauty standards.
We should.
There's female beauty standards. So
we'll add it to the list.
I mean, fuck, I have a skincare routine. I have a hair care routine. I have a makeup routine. There is always female beauty standards. You always judged. You always rated. It's so crazy.
It's so fucking dumb. Yeah, we have to do it all. And we have to not be on a 10 on the crazy scale, apparently, which I don't really know what that means. I feel like for them, it means speaking your mind. Or how is she going to react when she finds out I'm cheating on her?
I have a whole girlfriend.
It's a normal reaction. Stop gaslighting.
You know what's crazy is that you don't hear men being talked about as crazy. It's women. We're too much. And
it's because we speak more than 200 words in a day.
So that's the point. We still take care of everything.
Well, one of the things I just wanted to touch on is the male versus female confidence levels and stuff. One thing I was reading online from Google AI is that with women, we tend to underestimate ourselves and men tend to overestimate themselves. So there's a big gap there, basically. And I was just reading about steps people can take to help bridge the gap. Mainly advice for women, which kind of sucks. The stuff they said is with women, you need to take more opportunities and network, even if you don't feel 100% ready. Basically, just taking action. It didn't really give advice for men, but I did say an example of a man that has confidence, according to Google. Men that do have confidence, they're positive, action-oriented, but they also have a willingness to learn from mistakes, and to leading to greater self-respect and the ability to navigate challenges effectively. So I feel like men that work on themselves, not just physically, but also just in general. But there's so many men with confidence that don't do that at the same time. But maybe is it fake? Is it all just an insecurity coming out as confidence? That's what I'm curious about, because I do feel like a lot of men kind of fake it just to fit on the same level with other men.
I think it's more likely always for the man to have more confidence, and it's more likely for the woman to have less confidence.
Well, our society encourages male confidence and not female confidence. So that's another part of it too. So even if a man isn't feeling confident, he's being pushed more towards that image. But I feel like confidence isn't really innate. You have to work for it. I just thought that was interesting. Just to touch on that a little bit, the differences between how confidence is portrayed in women and men, and how society leans more towards one than the other. I feel like women have to fight for it more, for sure.
For sure. There's a lot of TikToks recently about like masculine energy and feminine energy, and how a lot of women are like, I was in so many relationships where I feel like I had to get masculine energy, whatever happened, where I could get feminine energy. And I do think it's an interesting dynamic. Relationships these days are just so different than they were back in the day. And so I think a lot of people struggle on how to make it work. That's a tough topic, honestly.
Well, apparently, this is just in general for all genders. I wanted to share this really quick too. There's the 4 Ps of confidence. there's 4 main factors that impact your self-confidence. The first one is perspiration, which I thought that meant sweating. But they said our attitude towards fear and anxiety. Peers, so comparison to others. Parents, the support we were given by our families. And then performance, which like academic or career. So I thought that made sense.
That makes
for sure.
sense.
Yeah. It's cool to like know, because there's more than just physical confidence. There's definitely the sense of who you are as a person.
I think when you're confident in who you are as a person, I think that's great. Women or man or whoever, I think that's cool.
When I was doing my confidence workbook, it asked me to put people in my life as an example of confidence. And I put my dad just because he can just walk into a room and feel comfortable. To me, that's confidence. I just feel like he's never unsure of himself. I think that's a big part of confidence too, not feeling unsure of yourself, feeling like you could handle whatever. We can just go now into our check-in for the week, our friendship check-in. I was thinking that we could talk about a check-in related to this topic, because a couple of the things that I had listed was if you had any specific time that you felt the most confident in your life.
Now,
that's good.
I feel like there should be a study done. It's something about being in your 30s and just not giving a fuck.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal. No, I agree. I feel like the same. I know myself more at this age than I've ever known myself. But I will say, even though part of it comes with the age, but also the effort of working on, I do feel like also because at this point in our lives, I feel like we've gone through so much shit that it's like, okay, I can handle the next thing that comes my way. I feel more at ease that I can get through hard stuff as well, especially when you have friends or people that like your hype girl, you know?
I agree.
Anyways, so Lauren and Shawtys and Lauren.
I am a shawty.
Yeah, she's a shawty. I'm a shawty. We shawties. Shawtys, I hope you feel confident, and we want you to feel confident too, unless if you don't deserve it. Please throw away that rating system. Like, it's just not it. Focus on yourselves. Yeah. Like, I think that's really important, not just in terms of confidence, but in being like a good person. It's like if you focus on yourselves first, then things generally fall into place. So that's my advice. Put it on your list.
I think you gotta build confidence in yourself. Put out in the world what you want to see for yourself and be everyone's biggest hype person. You're all really fantastic and really great. And if no one's told you that, we're all proud of you. And you're doing amazing things, and keep fucking going. Like, keep fucking going. Confidence and positivity in life is what you make of it. So keep doing you, guys. Yeah. You're all doing amazing out there.
And everyone should take time to feel themselves.
Feeling myself.
And turn the song on.
Feeling myself.
And just do the squid dance.
I'm feeling myself.
You know, who cares who's watching? Don't get arrested.
Life is short. Live your life. Do whatever you want. Do it for you.
Just what I want to conclude on is I do think that it's a positive movement for women now. It's still, there's a lot of work, but I feel like women are coming into their own and being more confident, feeling themselves. A big part of it is because of these anthems that we luckily got to grow up on. I mean, at the end of the day, though, we can all be happy if we're just all treating each other as humans and not like pieces of property. Just have more empathy. Yeah, that's my closing argument.
Yay! We did it! We did it! Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god, the coffee's wearing off.
I know. Okay, guys, we gotta go to bed.
Brittany does a fantastic job. I wouldn't do this podcast without her.
You're a hype girl for one.
I am a hype girl.
Thank you for listening to the Whatever You Like podcast, available on Spotify and Apple platforms.
Please follow our socials on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube for additional content. Your support means the world to us, and it'll also keep us from creating an OnlyFans page.
We also would love to talk about whatever you like, so please visit our website to submit topic ideas, suggestions, or stories you want us to discuss.
Thanks, Shawtys. You the hottest. Peace!